Hello everyone and welcome to The Cannary by somebody. This is about a dead fish. This is a can. A can of dead fish. Hello, fish. What can you tell me about life? Oh wait, you can't tell me anything because you're dead. So, what's going on out there? Everything here is dead. Just like me. Look at all your brethren. I'd killed it all. Warm, rotted, and crawling with insects. What a waste. Should have made sashimi. I gotta find a key? Oh, it's a ring of key. You take the key ring. I don't think I could go through that door anyway. Let's go ahead. Unlock this. You unlock the gate. Mr. Oracle Fish, what do you have to tell me? Am I gonna cut you up? Am I about to cut you up, bro? I have nothing to say about this. It's just a cutting board, I guess. The sardine. A living creature. We must kill it. We must feed it. We can use some of this rotting flesh. Okay? I guess we're gonna cut up some rotting fish to feed the sardine. I'm holding a fish, baby. I'm holding two fish now. The oracle fish and the dead rotting fish. Now you may perform the grisly work. You take the knife and la stabba. La stabba. Ooh. Chop chop. I'm gonna get it good. Ooh. On the inside too. It doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad for being a rotting fish. You take a pinch of the meat. Just a pinch? Why are we feeding the living one? What's going on here? It grows already. It does. Oh, we need to take another pinch. You take the fish head. Oh, yeah. Come on. This will make him really big. Oh, already larger than most of the carcasses that litter this place. Let's get another fish. Come on. You take the Yep. Here we go. I'm gonna keep feeding this boy. He's gonna be big. He's gonna be chunky. He's a chunky fish. That's the best fish you could catch if you're eating it, or if you want a picture with it, I guess. Oh, what if I'm just gonna feed. Oh, yeah. I don't even have to cut it anymore. This is ready for the sea. Alright, big sardine. I will transport you to the open waters. I do not know how you're still alive, as you haven't been breathing this entire time I've been feeding you. So this is also a little unrealistic. But I mean, fish can flop out of water for a long time, I think, right? Wow. Did it eat me too? Or did I feed myself to it? I have no idea. There's another game called The Canary in the Coal Mine. That game was called The Canary, and it had nothing at all to do with anything about canaries. We were just feeding a fish to make a bigger fish. Mary dislikes her new house. Her father moved them both here to this quiet town a couple of days ago. She doesn't know anyone, and the nearest neighbors are half a mile away, the center of town being at least 4 miles. It sucks being in the boonies as far as Mary is concerned. It certainly doesn't help that her dad is being especially short-tempered lately. After a quiet night's sleep, Mary's dad greets her as she walks into the kitchen to make herself some breakfast. Mary grabs a shiny red apple her father put out in the bowl this morning. Mary rolls her eyes and eats the apple without saying a word to her father. I'll grab the apple. Mary's father smiles in approval. Mary's father then tells her that he needs her to start cleaning out the basement to make room for some of the stuff they need to store down there, and to see if there's anything they can salvage. He pointedly tells her he needs her to get on it right away and not to dilly-dally like she usually does. Mary huffs at his implication that she's lazy and slams the uneaten apple on the counter venomously, stating that she'll get on it right away without even eating. She wouldn't want to keep him waiting on her lazy ass. Her father tries to state that this That wasn't what he meant. Mary storms out of the kitchen, up her room to change and start cleaning. Mary rolls her eyes and eats the apple without saying a word to her father. Mary grumbles to herself about having to spend the day in a dark, dusty cellar instead of getting her room ready. As Mary uncovers old boxes and furniture from the past, owners long gone, Mary moves a large stack of boxes filled with moth-eating garments to find a dead rat. Disgusting. Mary calls for her father. Mary screams at the sight of the rat and panics that there may be more around. She calls for her father to come. Mary can hear her father rush down the stairs. Mary cries that there is a dead rat. There might be more, her father tells her. He'll clean it up, and she can go unpack the boxes upstairs instead. Decides to stay in the basement. Mary wants to go upstairs, but she starts to feel woozy. She decides to sit on one of the boxes nearby. Father asks her if she is okay. Mary replies that she doesn't feel well. She feels kind of lightheaded. Her father nods and says that it's okay. Okay? Why would he say that? Mary starts to feel very heavy. Something is not right. She leans over the side, almost falling over the box, and the father catches her and says it will all be okay. Mary wakes up in her new room. She doesn't know what just happened, but she remembers feeling dizzy and passing out. Her father saying she would be okay. Her father, what the hell is going on? Mary goes over to the door to her room, but it is locked. She tries to open it, but it won't budge, and calls for help. Mary begins to panic and calls for help. She hears footsteps on the stairs from the main level of the room. Her father calls to her from the other side of the door. Mary asks him what is going on. Her father tells her to calm down. The apple that he gave her this morning has a sedative. He needed her in the basement to get her room ready. Mary begins to plead with him to let her out, but her father states that she is going to stay in her room for a while. He saw her emails with her mother. He knew that she wanted to stay with her from now on. Her father tells her that he loves her and does not want her to lose her like he lost his mother. He tells her everything will be all right and then walks back down the stairs. Mary can't believe what she just heard, but now she's scared. She runs through a second-floor window, but finds that she can't open it and realizes that even if she could, it would be a 2-story drop with nothing to break her fall. She's stuck here for now with her crazy father. Hopefully she can figure something out. Oh, great. I think I ruined it. I'll go to the window. Mary walks through the room and realizes something is very wrong. I can't see the pictures. Realizes something is very wrong. She has just passed out, and her father was not concerned at all. In fact, he looked like he was expecting it. Mary realizes that she has to get out of here right now. She thinks to go to her room door, but then decides against it. He could be sitting there listening. Instead, she decides to quietly creep over to her window. Mary looks out her window to see a truck coming down on the driveway. She tries to open it to signal to them that she needs help, but the window won't budge. The car pulls up in front of the house, and a man and women get out. The woman is holding a covered dish of something. These must be their neighbors coming to welcome them. Her father exits the front door to greet them. Mary knows this is her chance. She grabs a chair at the desk and throws it for the window, then rushes to its edge. She starts screaming for help at the startled couple. Her father and then exchange a look before her father bolts for his truck and takes off. The couple come into the house and call the police. Mary is taken into the police custody and told that her mother didn't leave them in the night like she was told but was killed by her father. Mary is distraught, but glad she is away from that maniac. Who knows what could have happened? You're right. Who knows what could have happened? I'm gonna roll my eyes, and Mary books it upstairs. Mary doesn't need to be told twice to get the hell out of there. She goes upstairs to the kitchen and starts unpacking boxes. While she is there, she takes out the kitchen stuff. She puts away all the bowls and the kitchen staples, like flour and sugar, into the pantry. She starts to feel a bit sad doing this. These were her mother's things, but she had passed away a year ago from These were her mother's things, but she passed away a year ago from cancer. Mary would never get to wake up to her mother's pancakes again, or to a homemade birthday cake. Her dad was pretty hopeless in the cooking department. When her father came up, Mary said to him that they should go out for dinner and check out the town. Her father agreed, probably happy that Mary was showing some positivity towards her new life. Mary grumbles to herself about having to spend the day in the dark, dusty cellar instead of getting her room ready. As Mary uncovers old boxes and furniture from the past owners long gone, Mary moves a large stack of boxes filled with the moth-eaten garments, finds a door in the basement. Mary examines the ancient and decaying small wooden door. She wonders what on earth it was doing down here and what was behind it. I tried the doorknob. The doorknob is sticky with tarnish on its old brass surface. Mary tries to turn the knob, but it won't open. Try to pull the door open with brute strength. The door is old and rickety. Mary pulls and pulls, but seemingly rickety door is tougher than it looks. Mary continues to pull on the ancient doorknob, but on her final effort, the knob slips from her grasp and Mary falls backwards onto the floor, smacking her head on the stone floor and blacks out. Mary dreams she is sitting on the bed in her old room. Mary hears her mother singing softly down the hall in the kitchen. She gets up from her bed and begins to walk down the hall towards the mother's voice. As she walks, she passes her sister's room. The door is closed, but she can hear her quietly crying. I'll go to her sister's room. Mary knocks on the door and enters her sister's room. Her sister is cowering behind her bed, and Mary rushes to her. They hear their mother scream from the kitchen, and then a round of crashing sounds. Their father is shouting, but Mary can't understand what he's saying. Their father lets out a terrible cry. Mary and her sister run out into the hall and towards the kitchen. Their mother is lying on the linoleum tile, unmoving. Their father is crying over her. Mary's sister runs for the kitchen side door, trying to escape while Mary is frozen in place. Mary stares in horror as her father lunges for her sister. The next thing Mary remembers is seeing her sister lying beside her mother, both dead. Mary's father walks over to her and says she's a good girl. She's not like her mother or her sister. He'll take care of her. Mary wakes up to her father standing over her. Mary wakes up in the same place where she had passed out. Her father is standing over her. He's bending over her and holding her face. He asks us if she's okay. Mary reaches towards him. Mary reaches towards her father to embrace him and starts sobbing into his shoulder. He strokes her back in comfort. Mary's father tells her that they're going to go to the hospital to get her head looked at. As he guides her up the stairs, Mary clings closer to her father. The terrible sights in her dreams just weren't real. After all, she never had a sister or a mother. That was all just a terrible dream. Mary clings impossibly closer to her father as the chill creeps up her spine. She knows her father will always take care of her, right? It's better that strange little door in the basement stay closed. Mary jerks away from him. Mary remembers things in her dream, memories once lost. Her father is crazy, and he killed her family. Why hasn't she remembered earlier? How could she forget her mother and her sister? How could she forget why they had moved into this isolated place? She looks towards a small door, and it is open. In the opening, she can see two figures crouched on the floor. They look just like her mother and sister, who are crying. Mary jerks away from her father and scrambles up away from him. She accuses him of the crimes he had committed against her family. Mary runs from him. Mary's father's face contorts in rage. Mary, now full of terror, makes a run for it up the stairs, and she feels woozy from her head injury. Her father grabs her before she can make it up the stairs. This probably wasn't the smartest plan, but Mary really wasn't thinking straight. There was little time to regret her decision, as Mary's father finished her off like her mother and sister. The last thing she heard from her father was that she was just like them. Mary confronts him. Mary's father's face contorts in rage, but Mary is unshaken. The face of her mother and sister linger in the frame of the small, strange door. Mary shouts at her father and points to the open door behind her father to look at the faces of the family he killed. Confused, he turns behind him and sees the silent, wailing faces of his daughter and wife. His confusion turns to terror. Their faces are pale and hollow, their eyes sunken and dry. They cling to each other in the dark, agony and turmoil clear on their faces. They stop clinging to each other and reach for him. Mary's father screams, and they begin to crawl from the darkness towards him. He stumbles against the many boxes lying around. He screams as their clawing hands reach them, and begins to tear his clothes and flesh. Mary decides she has seen enough, and calmly walks up the stairs, closing the basement door behind her, hearing her father's cries for the last time. Wow. Okay. Let's go to her mother. Mary pauses at her sister's door, but decides to go to her mother instead. Mary doesn't want to deal with her sister right now. She has always been troubled, and Mary just wanted to be with her mother for a little bit, have some attention on herself for once. In the kitchen, her mother is making cookies at the counter, gently singing a happy tune to herself. As she notices Mary, she beckons her over to come and help. For the next little while they sing and sway together in the kitchen as they make cookies. Mary is happy that everything is good and peaceful for once. Suddenly the movement is interrupted by Mary's sister, standing in the kitchen entrance, disheveled and tear-streaked. She starts accusing Mary and their mother of conspiring against her. Mary denies it, of course. She has never seen her sister like this before, so out of her mind. Her mother starts to walk towards her, trying to calm her down, but Mary's sister begins shouting and hitting their mother. They back up further into the kitchen. Mary is screaming at her sister to stop, but freezes in terror as her sister grabs a knife off the counter and stabs their mother in front of her. Her sister continues to repeatedly hit their mother now, lying motionless on the floor. Mary knows she needs to get away from here. I'm going to run into the hallway to her room. Mary decides to make a mad dash to the safety of her room while the sister is distracted. She can't comprehend what she had just seen or what her sister just did, but she knows that she needs to get somewhere safe right now. She bolts down the hallway, and as she reaches the door, she hears her sister start running towards her. In the nick of time, she slams the door in her sister's face. She holds the door closed as her sister frantically tries to break in, screaming the whole time. Mary is terrified, but after some time her sister stops screaming, and Mary hears her walk down the hallway, the door to her room slamming. Mary slides down the door, shocked setting in. She doesn't know how long she has been there, but eventually the door to her room starts to rattle and shake. Someone is trying to get in. Mary instinctively goes to brace it against fearing for her life. She hears her father's voice asking to let him in, but she keeps repeating to go away. Eventually, her father manages to open the door enough to squeeze in, and he takes her in his arms, saying thanking God that she is okay. But Mary doesn't respond as the events of the day start to fade away from her mind. Numbness is her friend. Darkness is a kindness, and she's fine, she says to herself. Mary is warm. Mary starts to find her father cradling her. The strangle little door is open. Mary starts to cry uncontrollably into her father's chest. It isn't real, she cries. Her father coos to her that she is safe. Everything will be all right, but it won't be, and Mary knows the truth now. She had a mother and a sister, both dead. Her sister had a massive paranoia breakdown, killing their mother and herself. Mary had mercifully forgot it for a while, but even this change of houses and towns couldn't stop her from remembering. Mary hopes that she could survive this. Mary is cold. Mary wakes up all alone in the place she fell. She begins to get up and see the strange door in front of her open. She remembers all the horrors she witnessed her sister commit, all the terrible feelings of fear and pain. Her mother and sister are dead. She remembers it all, and yet it still seems far away, all inside the doorway. Mary doesn't want this. Mary walks over to the little door and gently closes it. She pulls some old boxes over it. She doesn't want to remember. She'd rather forget. She'd rather be numb. Mary was already starting to forget what was behind all this junk. Despite what her father says, she feels it would be better to get her new room set up. After all, she's starting the new school in a few days, and she has to get ready. As Mary walks up the stairs, flicks the light switch off, and closes the basement door behind her, she starts to feel better about this new school year. It's always nice to have a fresh start. Ignorance is bliss. Mary runs for the kitchen side door leading to the backyard. Mary realizes she has to get away from here right now. She has to run as far and as fast as possible. Mary bolts to the kitchen door in front of her. It leads to the backyard, which backs into a large, tall grass field. If she can get in the tall grass, she can escape the danger. As Mary rips the door open and makes the mad dash across the lawn, she hears her sister screaming behind her, trying to catch her. Mary's heart thunders inside of her as she races through the tall grass, but her sister is faster and barrels onto her just before she reaches the safety of the field. The collision forces them both to tumble hard to the ground. The knife her sister was carrying is thrown to the ground beside Mary. Her sister scrambles towards Mary in a frenzy, wailing about Mary's betrayal, that Mary was trying to kill her. No, you're trying to kill them, bro. Just to let you know. Mary tries to scramble backwards into the brush, but her sister is on her and flashing her fist against Mary's face. Mary is distorted, orientated, and thrown with every strong and painful punch to her head. She can't see or think straight. She tries to shield her face, but her sister is out for blood and hits hard. Her sister takes a break, sobbing and pressing her forehead on the side of Mary's face. Her sister quietly repeats that it's over, again and again. Mary's consciousness starts to slip from her, and when she feels the hilt of the kitchen knife beside her hip, without thinking she grasps it and thrusts it into her sister's back. A warm and wet rush of blood spews from her sister's mouth onto Mary's face before she collapses on top of Mary. Mary wakes up in a cold sweat. Oh no, I can't see the rest of this. Mary is lying on the cold stone floor of the basement. As she looks up towards the little door, she finds it wide open, and inside the doorframe is her sister crouched on the floor, silently staring at her. Her skin is gray and waxy, her eyes dark and sunken. Mary is frozen, shaking and terrified at the sight of her dead sister. The sister she killed, she had forgotten her and their mother. Memories is too painful to comprehend. I'm sorry, Mary says. I didn't mean to kill you. I wasn't thinking. Her sister's head starts to sway from side to side as she crawls from the shadows of the doorway towards Mary. First slowly, then faster and faster in an unnatural speed. Mary grasps as her sister approaches, reaching in her feet before Mary could tell her body to move away. Her sister crawls between Mary's legs and over her torso until their faces are inches apart. Mary begins to cry. She is both terrified by her sister and heartbroken at the state of what she did to her. But mostly Mary feels a deep sorrow for forgetting her. It was not always deranged. They were once close, but her sister started acting out and behaving strangely. Her parents thought at first she was seeking attention, but her behavior got worse and she got more and more paranoid. By the time her parents took her out of school and decided to homeschool her, they didn't believe in psychiatry. Her sister got worse and worse. There was nothing Mary could do for her. I'm sorry, Mary whispered. I'm sorry I forgot you. Mary's sister began to crawl backwards, back through the door, never taking their eyes off Mary. Fearful and guilt-ridden, Mary began to crawl towards the little door. As her sister disappeared onto the darkness, Mary found herself at the edge of the door's frame. She could not see her. What happens next? She wakes up with a heavy heart. Mary remembers what her sister did and what she did to her sister. She doesn't know if she killed her in self-defense or if she just killed her, period. I mean, either way, she's dead. It sounds like it was in self-defense. The guilt and pain washes over her as she sobs on the cold floor of the basement. Mary looks up and finds that a small, strange door isn't so strange. It's just a crawl space. It isn't old and decaying. It just looks normal. Mary hears her father walking around and moving things upstairs. He must have known what happened, but he's been keeping it quiet, hoping she wouldn't remember. Mary says a little prayer for her sister and says she's sorry. She'll try to remember the good times she had with her before her sister lost her mind and did the unthinkable. She carried her around with her always. Mary is creeped out and decides to leave it alone, give up and go upstairs. Mary decided that this is pointless endeavor, and she didn't even want to clean up the basement to begin with. Who cares about this creepy little door anyways? This whole house is old. Who knows what the last owners got up to? It was probably best to leave it alone, and if her dad wanted the place clean, the place cleaned up, he could do it himself. School was starting in a few days, and Mary had to get herself up first. God, he was so annoying. Just because Mom left them doesn't give him the right to be a controlling jerk. He he wanted to move here in the first place, and Mary just had to go along with it because her mom didn't want custody. Well, fine. If school was going to be good, then Mary had to make sure she was ready for it. Yeah, okay. So this is interesting. I thought there would be more visuals, really, but there's only visuals with the ending. So it paints the full entire family in the bad light. Mary's comprehension of the events is something that is unclear because it was probably just so traumatic she can't remember clearly what exactly happened or who was the antagonist. But it seems like this whole family is a little crazy, I guess. The mom's crazy for dating crazy dad. Crazy dad had paranoid crazy child. And Mary turned out normal? Nah. No, I'm joking. I don't know, it's just interesting to me how this story like goes into like it is how trauma is sometimes. Like you experience something that you cannot fully comprehend, and your memory, every time you remember it, your memory gets reconstructed. It's just, it's kind of a fact. You cannot remember everything to a T most times. And yeah, that's interesting. So this event was just so traumatic. She can't remember exactly what happened, and her mind will come up with a million different things to I don't know, to make sense of what happened, I suppose. Just to make sense of it. The mind will just come up with all these stories. They will spin all these narratives. They just wants to make sense of the things that are happening around it. The mind. That's your mind. Just wanting to make sense of things. And when traumatic things happen, it's hard to do that. And people like cannot comprehend that something horrible happened. It's a defense mechanism, so it helps us carry on with our life despite the horrible things that have happened to us. And that's something I wanted to share. This story. I didn't know it would be, I thought there would be more visuals, like I said, but yeah, I'm glad I got to read it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little talk, and the first game was good. And this game wasn't a game; it was more of a narrative. So, it was also called the Cannary. It had more words in the title still. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.